Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Brian here. How's everyone doing tonight? Sorry about my voice. I have a little bit of a cold, so sorry about my voice. So, tonight we are going to be reviewing a National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It stars Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, and Randy Quaid, and a bunch of other people that are pretty famous too. This movie came out in the '80s. It's a really good movie. I'd recommend it to anybody. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. Um, Hilarious, just a great Christmas movie. So, well, if you've not seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and you don't want nothing to be spoiler alert is in effect. So, let's get right into it. So, the movie begins out with this little animation thing and singing "And Christmas Time Is Here" song. It's got like a Santa Claus and he's getting burnt and he's getting messed up. Snowman rolls on top of him. He's falling around with his reindeer. It's even got like a little Rudolph of not exactly a Rudolph, but I guess a Rudolph impersonator or whatever, or copy. Yeah, it's a pretty cool scene. It's got a good song in the beginning, and then it pans out to Clark and his wife, Ave, singing in the car, trying to get their kids to sing. Their kids were Audrey and Rusty, and they're trying to get them to sing. But this is the third movie in the franchise. I think there's like 7 movies in total. Oh, there's before this there's 2 movies and there's 3 movies after. Or wait, no, I'm sorry, 6 total. Yeah. So yeah, there was 2 before this and then there was 3 after. Or yeah, this is by far the best one in my opinion out of them all. Um, but yeah, so they're singing in the car. Um, they're going to get a Christmas tree. Well, these truckers end up coming behind them. They're in a truck and like they're trying to race them and they're beeping the horn on them and he tries going around them. What happens? The ends a little goes a couple minutes. As he asks him, "Kids, do you know what the first tree was displayed at the White House was?" Truckers are back. Well, they end up under a box truck, well, tree truck, whatever. Um, and then they initially end up wrecking. While they're at the tree lot, they go and they walk across the thing and they cut down a tree. Um, it's a real big tree. It's way too big. It covers the entire car. By the way, I love the station wagon they drive in this. Um, and then they go back. They're at the house. They're trying to get it fixed. He's sawing a chainsaw. Puts a little bit of a Jason Leatherface reference there. And then the neighbors comes out. "What are you gonna do with a tree that big?" And he goes, "Bend over and I'll show you." It's hilarious. The guy thinks he's talking to him, but he's talking to the girl. Oh, hilarious. So then what ends up happening is they're back in the thing. A lot of sap. He says it's tree's huge. So what ends up happening then it's the next day, and the mom is talking, and she's laying in bed, that with Clark, and they're talking about how their parents are coming. And she says she can tell him not to, and he says no, and then she says, "Oh, well, you always over exaggerate and over prepare for birthdays, holidays, graduations, funerals, memorials. You always over plan and over exaggerate." Well, what ends up happening then? It's the next day. The parents show up. Up. They're there. They're talking sort of loud. They're all talking to each other. The mom says she has hemorrhoids. The Beverly D'Angelo's character. They're talking. So in the process, all this happening, he's putting up lights. He gets all the lights put up. Well, what ends up happening? They don't work. He fools with that hours and hours. The next day, he finally gets it working, and he plugs it in, and they all come running out, and he gets it on. Um, well, first thing he gets it on, then it goes right off. But yeah, it turns out he didn't have the switch on that controlled the outlet. Um, and then Eddie shows up. My favorite character, Eddie, and his family. They show up in their camper, or and they have a dog named Stott. Eddie's in there drinking eggnog and stuff with him, and he's complaining and all that, and but not complaining, but talking. He's irritating Clark. And then Snot, the dog's drinking out of the Christmas tree water, and he goes, "Go get yourself something to eat in the kitchen." Then again, it's the next day. We're going Christmas shopping. Clark stays upstairs and watches a thing by accident because he accidentally gets locked up there. Or and then it ends up being Christmas Eve. Ave after him looking out, they look out the window, and Eddie's emptying his chemical tank into the sewer drain. Totally illegal and severely dangerous. But yeah, and he says the shitter's full. It's probably the most iconic line of the movie. Then Clark's in the store. or before that, and he runs into this really hot girl. He's like nervous flirting with her, but yeah, shouldn't have been doing that. He's married. So then what ends up happening is him and Eddie are in the store together because the night after he had a dream about the girl. Well, they end up getting woken up by Eddie's daughter, and him and his wife talk because Eddie's not buying them Christmas presents, can't afford them. So they're saying they're gonna get their kids Christmas presents. Well, it's Christmas Eve. They're his aunt and uncle. They're older. They're probably like the aunt's probably like 88, and the uncle's like 86 probably. They're older. Or so then they come to the house. Also, and well, she wrapped up her cat in her Jello. It's Christmas dinner. They say to her, "We want you to say grace." Well, she ends up saying the Pledge of Allegiance after saying grace died 30 years ago, but then she said the Pledge of Allegiance, and then it was over. Then Clark cuts the turkey. Well, Eddie's wife cooked it, and it's all burnt and dried inside, and it's just fizzled out. Well, it shows this whole dinner scene of them eating. It's just so funny. Trying to chew it and stuff. It actually shows Beverly D'Angelo's character, or she puts a little bit on her fork, then she flings it when no one's looking. It was really funny. And then Clark still hasn't gotten his bonus check yet because this is the whole purpose of the movie. He wanted to. I didn't talk about those other scenes because they weren't really that purposeless. So Clark is waiting for his Christmas bonus. That way he can pay to have an in-ground pool put in. And well, he finally gets his check. Like he's all excited. Opens it up. It's not a check. It's a 1-year free membership to the Jelly of the Month Club. Eddie says it's the gift keeps on giving Clark. Um, Clark's mad, cursing and screaming and kicking stuff. He's going crazy. And he says he'd like to see his boss off Rich Avenue brought here. So what's Eddie do? Eddie goes and kidnaps his boss, and breaks him with a bow tie on him, and with a bow on him, big ribbon, and and yeah, and then the cops end up showing up. They bust down windows and doors and stuff, and the guy decides that he's gonna end up giving all his employees a raise anyways. Is and then the end of the movie shoots, and then the grandfather was standing outside, or the uncle I should say, and he eats a cigarette, and what's he do? He throws it on the chemical all that Eddie had poured in the store, and it blows up, and the Santa and reindeer, the toy ones, fly up in the air. Or this is before, or the girl said, "Look, Santa Claus," and then they said a Christmas star, and he said, "That ain't no Christmas star," or that's the light on the store plant. That's just so funny. But yeah, and the movie ends, and yeah, I know I do these fast, and they're kind of confusing sometimes, but I would highly recommend checking out this movie, watching it for Christmas. If you've seen it before, I'd recommend watching it again. This is a 10 out of 10 movie. It's an amazing Christmas movie. It's also an amazing comedy movie, even if you're not, religious or whatever, and you don't celebrate Christmas. It's still a really funny movie to watch. I would totally recommend it. 10 out of 10 on comedy, 10 out of 10 on the Christmas, 10 out of 10 on everything. This is an amazing movie. By far the best National Lampoon's Vacation movie. Hey, alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. That's it for this video. We're at 54 subscribers. Thank you. We have another month to get another 6 to get to 60. I know we can do it. So please keep it up. Thank you so much. And so, once again, as always, please like this video. Please share this video. Please leave a comment on this video. And most importantly, out of it all, please subscribe to the channel. Alright, thanks everyone for taking the time to watch this. Merry Christmas.